there are cycles and rhythms in life. If the cycle, it doesn't get completed, we feel something is missing. When we are in a high level of stress, what happens is there must be a cycle. Your nervous system must complete a cycle as part of its rhythm, right? The flow of it. And we know that probably eating healthy, exercising, all those elements are important. But when your nervous system, it's like hijacked for whatever reason, it is pretty hard to sleep properly, to digest, it's pretty hard to concentrate, to find focus. You feel like somewhere inside of you is like shaking. Right? And the idea, it is how you find that balance, how you find that calm in you. And that being said, is like there are different ways on how you can do it. But when you are in that state, it's also very hard to think straight, because all you are is in survival mode. And I tend to think that my nervous system goes into flight or fight. And I just recently discovered that just recently too, my nervous system went in a complete shutdown. And how it manifested was, and I just learned that yesterday, how it manifested was, I was cold, like for the sake of me. I was constantly searching for the sunlight. I was wearing sweaters when I know it was hot in the environment, but I was cold. And I just find out, and because of the circumstances that I was experiencing a few months ago, now I understand that it's my nervous system completely shut down, trying to keep me alive, trying to make sure that I could function in my day-to-day, and my organs won't shut down. So another thing that I experienced was, and that is a common thing for me, I know when I'm in a high level of stress, what ends up happening is my digestion just goes out of whack. It's a full-on stay next to the bathroom kind of experience. Everything I eat is just like a direct, channel that goes straight, gotta run. So what are the elements that really, and what are the elements to consider when exercising? And I really want you to take the time and take the opportunity to look at some of the videos that I have been sharing on my YouTube channel, because they're exercises. You don't really need to spend a lot of time in a gym. You can do a lot of the exercises that I provide you. They are available to you at home, even with tools that you can find at home. So why exercise? Because it's going to help you, to move that energy. That energy gets stuck. So exercise in a very nice way is not about building muscle, it's not about, massive exertion. It is simply about just moving that energy, because it's about the movement. That's how exercise can help you. You can also start dancing. You can start moving your body, just play the music that you like better and start dancing. You can also really call your best friend and let's give it a big, big, big cry. Right? But that friend that is going to support you is not going to push you down, right? That friend that is going to be there for you to listen and to support you in every way. So, and nutrition is another aspect of it, is that do stuff that really support your system. And my suggestion, and you will know better about your body better than me, is that I would suggest stuff like bone broth, because it's very nurturing, it's very calming, it's very soothing, it's warm. In my case, that's what I was looking for. I was constantly looking for warm food. I didn't want fruits, I didn't want salad, I wanted something warm. And there's another aspect of being in that state, is that it feels that you don't want to do anything. So that's another way of shutdown. During that time, I didn't even want to feed myself. I had no energy even to cook, even though that I know I was craving for warm stuff. So my sister was actually the one cooking for me. She was making meals for me, and she was the one feeding me with this warm food that I was craving. And of course, it's made with love, which is also very nurturing and soothing. So look at some of the videos that I have in my channel for exercise, for nutrition. There are different aspects. They all come in different times in my life, but no matter how many times I review it, they're still very relevant today. And they're still very relevant on how it can help and support you. So check it out and see when you are in a high level of stress, what happens to you. You disconnect completely, you shut down all your emotions so you don't want to feel anything. In my case, energy conservation mode, 100%. That's where my system went about 5 months ago. And then it's like, okay, so that's it. Another thing, there's another one that I cannot remember right now. Oh, you freeze, like your body cannot respond. You're like, so this is extreme. We're talking about extreme trauma. And I didn't know that was the case for me until yesterday, that I was actually, my body, because it has nothing to do with what you think, but my body, it was experiencing extreme trauma. If you can relate to that, put your comments below, subscribe to my channel. There are a lot of things I'm making sure that I post the stuff that it's very inspirational, very supportive, very helpful to you, and there is all sort of information throughout my whole channel, and I know in YouTube in general there's no lack of information. It's just a matter of what kind of person you connect with and you relate to. So speaking of nervous system balance, after being in a very high level of stress, it's this is being one of the places that it's been helping me to regulate, because as I mentioned, it was months and months of being dysregulated without even knowing, which is the reason why I shared how my body reacted, and I didn't even know that basically my system was shutting down, no energy, no nothing. And I have been pushing through without knowing exactly what was happening until just now that I understand what my nervous system was going through. So this is one way. It's being, as I reflect on my life, every single time I have been going through tough times, it turns out that I end up at the beach. And it seems that this time is not an exception. And because it's grounding. Let's say you don't have access to go to the beach, and that's fine, because not everybody have that opportunity, unless you're in a tropical country or you live by the coast in your country, whatever the case is. But let's say you don't have this option. When in Calgary, for example, which we're close to the Rocky Mountains, then that is your grounding. It is just going to the mountains. Let's say that is not an option for you. Let's speak about probably maybe walk barefoot and allow yourself to really, really ground yourself as much as you can. Let's say none of the options are available for you, for whatever reason. My suggestion will be go to earthing, I believe it's earthing.com, and get yourself some, grounding sheets. Get yourself some grounding sandals. Get yourself some grounding shoes. And that's gonna help you in case if you don't have nature that you can connect with. There's meditation, of course, but when you're dysregulated, meditation might not be the solution for you, which is why a somatic therapy will be the solution and the best outcome to start regulating. If this kind of therapy, like it's nature, is not available. So those are things to consider, because it definitely is going to help you regulate. Plus, if the impact or the trauma was very strong or really got deep into your system, I would say just go and try some somatic therapy, breath work, Alchemy 1212. It's a good option. If you want to know more about Alchemy 1212, put it in the comments, send me a message, and I can explain you when the next session is. It's all online, it's available online, and it's a combination of different things that I put in one session. But yes, please, grounding, grounding, grounding. And this has been my church. This has been my regulation, where all I do is just lay down on the sand, like you can see, laying down on the sand, and it's windy, so the sand gets all in my hair, and just reconnect, because one of the challenges is the disconnection, actually, when you go through a very, very tough traumatic experience. And let's try not to extend it to a point that it really affects your way of living. Yeah.